Hey there guys, BlackPanthaa here and welcome to a very interesting video indeed. Now the reason I'm making one of these videos once again is because what I like about these videos is you guys giving me feedback and letting me know how you feel about a situation, and I kind of like doing these, so I think I'm going to do quite a few of them. So we are very close to the release of Horizon 2, which is absolutely awesome because it gives me another game to play alongside Drive Club releasing like a week after as well. It's beginning to become the fall of when all the games come out, so that's bloody awesome. Anyway, actually back on topic here. I bought Forza Motorsport 5. Now, I didn't own the other Forza games, but I did play them. I played a bit of Horizon, I played a bit of 4, played a bit of 3, didn't play the original 2, but I can say, really, that I've played most of the series, because, you know, it's going to have differences between the games, but from what I've played, I think Horizon 2 is going to be the best Forza yet. Now, the reason I think that, well, there's a few reasons, and it's not only the core game itself, but it's the people that actually purchased this game and the community around the game, and I'll explain why now. So, first things first, let's start with the actual game. So in Forza Motorsport 5, there were a few times where I found the game very limited, so obviously there aren't that many tracks to start with, and if you bought the game at launch, which I didn't, there were actually less tracks than there are now, and there was, you know, there weren't that many tracks at all, basically, and they were all kind of, you know, actual track-based tracks, and obviously that's not like a bad thing because, well, it's a track racing game. But what I mean is, there wasn't much variety of the tracks, because obviously it's a track-based game, you're going to be limited to racing around tracks. And I got to a point in the game where I had to choose a rally car, and I was thinking, oh, I'm going to have to do a rally event or something. And I actually did this in a video, I believe, and I picked my car, bought it, upgraded it, and I was ready to go, and it wasn't. It was just using rally cars on a track. And that kind of disappointed me, because I wanted to drive a car off-road and see what the handling was like completely. And that kind of showed my lack of looking into the game before I bought it, but I did look into it quite a bit. I just thought, you know, because in Gran Turismo, for example. But no, I actually wasn't able to do that. So what I will look forward to in Horizon is actually taking those cars that I wanted to take off-road in Horizon 2. So I can actually get my Subarus. If I want to, I can get the bloody Hummers and the massive off-roading trucks that I want and take those things off-road, tune them specifically for off-road, which is something totally new to me. Because on Gran Turismo I never really enjoyed the off-roading, but this is open world off-roading, so I can drive anywhere. So I need to come up with a perfect tune for the car to be very cushiony off-road. But once you actually get back on the tarmac, I want it to power down still and still be locked to the road and still get the best performance I possibly can. So this, once again, is tuning inside Horizon 2, which means there's a lot more possibilities. So as I said, you've got to tune cars to work off-road and on-road now. Obviously some cars can be for off-road and some cars can be for on-road, but I think a lot of the time you'll want to get the best combination, which once again adds another layer to it. So I've not only got the tuning and customization for off-roading, but I've obviously then got the big open map that's very varied. So on Horizon 2, there are very different areas. There's off-roading areas, there's obviously going to be mountain areas, there's going to be normal roads, highways, airports, a city. Yeah, there's going to be lots of different varied areas. Not as many as the Crew, for example. You're not going to be driving from the snowy mountains all the way to the beaches of Miami, for example. But it's going to have more variety than I found in most games recently. And yeah, it's been a while since we have had a proper open world simcade arcade racing game like this, which has a lot of variety. So, for example, I can tune a car to do drag racing off-road at the airfield, and then I can tune a car to do a city street racing, so it's got to be very good for turning, very quick maneuvers. And then obviously I've got the off-roading I can do, and then I've just got the normal cruising and the drifting that I can do in this as well. It's just awesome, because I've actually found recently that Forza has kind of opened my eyes to drifting a little bit more so, and I'm actually able to customize the cars, it would seem, a little bit more on that game, and if not, I can bring my custom designs from Forza 5 and, you know, make my new designs on the new cars on Horizon 2 and drift those with my friends. And it's got features such as tapping a button pretty much and you're in an online session with your friends, so that's really awesome that, you know, you tap the button, you're in a multiplayer session with your friends, you can be drifting around that area, then you can drive off and do your events and carry on as you were. And that is awesome to me because adds that sense of a better community, easy community to get into, and hopefully there's one where you can kind of do a random thing like that. And if not, there's car meets, and this introduces something that I really hated about Forza Motorsport 5. When I went into a lobby on Forza Motorsport 5, it would be a cluster, heck, you know, a horrible environment. You'd either be getting there and you'd have people smashing into you and stuff, or you'd get in there and you'll have people insulting you for driving all-wheel drive, for example, which I like to do. So with a car meet, I'll drive to the car meet, I'll see these guys' cars and they look absolutely awesome. Now obviously there's going to be the odd asshat in there that's going to insult everybody, but that's how these things are, and I'm sure there'll be a way to kick them and block them and that sort of thing. But I think this is just a more chill thing to do. Forza is pretty much a menu system. You go on a menu, you click a race, you go. And I can now understand really why Need for Speed really wanted to do this idea, because in Horizon, you're going to take the car, you're going to be driving, you finish a single player race. You finish that single player race, you drive down the road, you go to a car meet, you see other people's cars there gathered there for, you know, for you to look through, and you can talk to those people and ask what they're into and make new friends, and then if you want to, drive off with those people and play in a session with those people drifting around that area you were just in for the car meet. And that to me is awesome. And you can have car clubs now, so that means I can tell you guys to join my club, and then you can join my session and we can just muck about whenever I say I'm free and available to do these car sessions. And it basically, as I said, fixes the issue that I had with Forza 5. Now obviously I can't really directly compare these games completely, because number one is a track racer that's more towards simulation. I wouldn't say total simulation because it's not at all. But then you've got this game which is leaning much more towards arcade. It's in no way a Need for Speed, but it's in no way even a Forza or a Gran Turismo, for example. So this game has a nice little fit in the middle, I believe. And so in the middle ground, it's a very nice game. In no way is it my top game of the year, but what I think it does is very easily set the standards for what open world racing games should be this generation. Should have been last generation as well. But this is a very good game, and I can't wait to get my hands on this. So what I'd like to know is if you guys really think I'm thinking on the right track here. Do you guys believe that Horizon 2 is going to be fixing what Forza 5 did wrong with the menu system and such, in where in Forza 5 you're going to find it difficult to join a game with people that are liking the same thing as you. You'll probably get insulted by some people, but I think this just has the game mode in where you can go in without thinking, you know, people are going to insult you and such. You're just going to go in and have a great time and then leave and do your own stuff and then go in with some completely new people. It's just a much better connected experience, and I think that this game is more for me than Forza 5 is, and it will just seem that it's just a friendlier community without even having played the game. So anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me for this video. Let me know your thoughts, as I said, leave them down below for the comments and I shall check through them, because I always check all comments. And I will see you guys in the next video. Give this video a like if you agree, if you disagree, give it a dislike, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.